I've been playing Call of Duty since the original MW2 back in 2009, so that's well over 13 years now. I've played over 10 Call of Duty titles throughout that time. One thing I can tell you is that people will always complain about Call of Duty. To be honest, they have a right to, especially if you are someone who has been playing as long as I have or longer. Some of us just grew up with this franchise and have a love-hate relationship when it comes to this game called Call of Duty. So on that note, the context of this video is to basically give you an insight into this year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And no, I'm not talking about MW2 from 2009, but the latest MW2, which was released this year of 2022. The first thing I can tell you right away about this COD is that the general opinion on the game is the same as every other COD that was previously released before, which is a split decision between some players who just dislike the game and some who enjoy it for what it is. As for myself, personally, how I feel so far about the game is that the game is at a very early stage and still has a lot of potential. But as of right now, it is buggy and not well optimized on PC, which is where I run the game. Therefore, that means I cannot speak on the console versions. Even though it is a buggy mess, when this game decides to run well and have a proper hit detection, it is a very fun arcade shooter with good gunfights and tons of new gadgets. But before I get to the actual gameplay of the game, I want to speak on the new UI and menu of the game that has a lot of the fans of this franchise disappointed. Usually, we are used to a very clean and minimalistic menu where we choose game modes, create a class, and look at our stats and social aspects of the game. But for some odd reason, Infinity Ward decided to make a video game that looks like a streaming platform. It is very annoying to open different menus and click different options just for us to do certain things that were a lot simpler, such as creating a class or inviting our friends to a game. Don't get me wrong, I understand why Infinity Ward decided to go towards this new direction, which I think is that they wanted to make something new and modern. But sometimes if something is not broken, there's no need for it to be fixed, and I think the new UI menu is a perfect example of that. Now, I don't want to sound too picky because at the end of the day, once we start booting up this game and spending more time with it, we will get accustomed to its new menu and options. So please take that lightly. It's something that we should not bash the game for because eventually we must adapt to the new. Now, one thing I could really appreciate about this new menu and UI is the shortcuts that are available on the keyboard for PC. For example, if you press F1, it brings up the pause menu, while still having the ability to see what's going on in the game. This is a great feature added to the game with many other useful keybinds such as the social that activates by pressing F2. F3 brings up the settings menu, and F6, which is my favorite one, brings up your loadout so you can simply click on it and change your loadout right away. Another point I want to hit on in this game is the cosmetics and customizations such as camos and different ways to make unique guns that fit your gameplay. The direction the developers took this year when it came to camos and attachments to me was a massive success and a step in the right direction. For example, the camos are all shared throughout all the weapons, so that means that you don't have to spend countless hours grinding one gun to unlock each camo for it. So that means if you unlock the camo Red Tiger from the cast-off 7.62, you can use it in other weapons as well, just like how you are seeing it being done in this video where I apply Red Tiger to the Bryson 800. Unlocking gold is a lot simpler this year. All you must do is complete 4 camo challenges and then the official gold challenge. As for attachments, all you need to do is level certain weapons up and they will give you attachments that can be shared with one another. This is honestly a great idea because it encourages players to try out new weapons, so you won't see everyone using the meta heavy throughout the entire Call of Duty cycle. At first, the loadouts and creating a class can be really overwhelming and confusing. But at the new menu screen, this is something that we'll eventually grow accustomed to. Even though I have 4 max level weapons, I still haven't unlocked the typical red dot sight because I've been focused on my ARs so I could get them gold. To unlock certain attachments like the red dot sight, just hover on top of the attachment you want, and you will see a text indicating which weapon you need to level up to unlock the specific attachment. This is a very deep created class system because it also has the options to tune your attachments. For example, you can make a barrel shorter or longer so it can affect your ADS or recoil. Currently, the tuning system as of now has been taken out of the game and postponed because it has been buggy and not working properly.
I was one-shotting and I wish you didn't know.
A big complaint from the Call of Duty community this year is also the new revamped perk system. If you have been playing Call of Duty as long as I have or longer, you would know that the perk system has been revamped and changed many times throughout Call of Duty history. This year, the perk system is something we have never seen before in any previous Call of Duty. Like most of the people, I was not happy with this new perk system, so I eventually figured out how it works. Once you enter the perk menu, you will be greeted with 6 perk preset packages, which are Assault, Phantom, Hunter, Deadeye, Support, and Sniper. What I didn't know is that you were able to create your own perk packages and decide which perks you want available in your package. To do that, simply click on the plus sign on the left side of your screen to start making a custom package. Once you do that, you will see a new perk package where you can edit and add the perks that fit your liking. Now that I finally went over the new menu, loadouts, and perk system, it's time for me to talk about the most important aspect of the game, which is gameplay. So, to start this section, it's only right to bring up the most talked about topic that regards gameplay, which is movement. Most of the community believes that this year's Call of Duty movement is a step backwards from the last 3 Call of Duty titles we had before. Better yet, Face Swag had a great analogy about the movement when he wrote in a tweet that says, "Movement was such a unique aspect to Call of Duty, and to completely just go back to the days of Call of Duty 4 style is ass. It's like taking a Euro step away from basketball." Personally, I agree with Swag, but at the same time, I do not. Simply because I personally do not miss the sweaty tryhards that slide cancel everywhere. Yes, I believe Modern Warfare 2019's movement was better and more fluid, but I like the fact that in this year's Call of Duty, you must think about how you must engage in a gunfight. Jack Frags, who is a popular FPS YouTuber, made a great YouTube video not too long ago on how MW2 is not meant to be played like the previous Call of Duties we had before. He made several great points on how this game will basically punish you for being too aggressive and playing as a rusher. Sadly, Infinity Ward wants to protect casual players who play like sentinels, or in other words, what we always have known them for, which is simply campers. I personally think by Season 1, people will eventually grow to this new movement and find new innovative ways to get an edge on people with new movement mechanics. Another issue is things like reload cancel, which is something that personally never bothers me or pay much attention to. I feel like this is something people are really being picky about because they can't take advantage of it. I feel like it gives them an edge over new gamers who join Call of Duty. To play the devil's advocate, I think this is good for Call of Duty because it forces players to rely on the sidearms or secondary. Throughout Call of Duty, most players usually don't rely on the secondary or equip them at all. So doing this will hopefully make players think about what choices to make while being in a gunfight. I know it feels like I'm giving the game a lot of excuses and not critiquing it as harshly as I should, but it's because I'm saving most of the negatives for last, so you won't feel like I'm simply whining about the game. Deep down, MW2 has a lot of potential. It's simply a diamond that behaves like a rock because of its bad optimizations and behavior. The game has a large selection of kill streaks that truly feel like they're doing damage to the enemy team. The last time I felt about this when it came to kill streaks was back in the OG Modern Warfare 2, where you were scared when someone called in an ass clapper 130.
Harrier taking any of my AC 130 kills. Harrier's going away. It's AC 130 time. The ass clapper 130. I get 3 right to start. They're spawning on C. Ooh, 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 another multi-kill. I'm clapping ass.
Getting kill streaks feels satisfying and rewarding. Don't feel like you had to go to hell and back just to get a UAV. The game also gives you the options to change your kill streaks to score streaks, so you don't have to rely on gun kills. Now leading on to maps, which was a major problem in Modern Warfare 2019, where we all felt that the maps were too big and didn't have a proper game flow. In this Modern Warfare, the maps are slightly better, but still have similar issues as the Modern Warfare 2019 ones do, where sometimes it feels like you're being killed from every angle. Similar to Treyarch, Infinity Ward adapted a 3-lane map system, but it feels really overwhelming in this Call of Duty because there are many doors, windows, and ways to engage in a gunfight, which is something people can look at as a positive or a negative. Right off the bat, I can tell you that I only enjoy 6 out of the 11 maps that are in this game. Well, technically 5, because one of them is currently not in the game for reasons we are not fully aware of. Just to name them, the ones that I enjoy are Al Bagra Fortress, which completely reminds me of a Treyarch map, to the point that it has me thinking that Treyarch gave it to Infinity Ward as a freebie. Another is Farm 18, which was available in the beta, and surprisingly this is one of the maps that feel like the gameplay flows in a good pace. Next is Mercado Las Almas, which once again was a beta map, and like Farm 18, it has a decent flow of gameplay. One map that I quite enjoy but seems to be disliked by the community is Tarak. I can understand why people don't like this map because it's very open and sniper friendly. Once you learn how people play this map, I think it can be very enjoyable. I personally just hug the outside of the map because the middle is a mess. Embassy is another map that I find decent and works good with specific game modes such as Dom, but it can be very camping in the buildings, so be careful going through one building to the other. The last map that I enjoyed was Valderas Museum, which was available in the beta, but for some odd reason it is currently not available as of now. Some people believe the reason why is because the map was way too big, which I disagree, because maps like El Asilo are long as well. The rest of the maps to me just don't flow well at all or just feel like a complete torture.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn.
Now, when it comes to weapons, I really enjoy the number of weapons that we have available in this game. There are several weapons that I absolutely love, like the Lockman 556, and the other weapon variants that fall under its weapon tree. The Lockman 762 at first was complete trash until I managed to unlock attachments, then eventually I grew onto it.
How many of you guys left me out? Sorry. What friends are you guys? Sorry, sir. I'm kind of growing onto the Lockman. You guys gotta play it slow. It's literally like the FAL from MW2. Literally the same thing.
For some reason, guns like Lockman 762 and the Castave 545 just have horrible hit detection compared to the other weapons available in the game. Shotguns are satisfying to use. It feels great when you get into a tight area and switch to your shotgun and manage to clear out an entire room without breaking a sweat. The only shotgun I managed to use so far is the Bryson 800, and it blows people away at close range. I still haven't tried the other shotguns available, but it also seems strong. As for the SMGs, I have only used the Lockman sub, Fennec 45, and the VEL 46, aka the MP7. Even though I feel like this is a very AR dominated game, I still think that the SMGs can hold their own when it comes to gunfights. As for snipers, marksman rifles, LMGs, and handguns, they feel stronger and better than any previous Call of Duty before. For example, snipers and marksmen have a stronger aim assist, so you would die a lot more from them. This is another thing that has a community split right now, where some people believe that snipers should be completely nerfed. The lethal and tactical equipments are all extremely useful in this Call of Duty. There's also a large selection of them, with some returning like the Termite and the Stem. There are also new lethal and tactical equipment we have never seen before, like the new drill charge that became my favorite lethal as soon as I started using it. The drill charge is an amazing addition added to the game. It helps take out campers around room or objectives that are heavily guarded. I have gotten many kills and multiple kills by using this equipment. This is something I wish we had in Call of Duty for quite a while now. The tacticals are pretty much the same as we have seen before, except items like flash grenades are stronger than previous Call of Duties.
Impossible, the evil girl with the green dude.
Now, this is where I start talking about most of the negatives of the game when it comes to gameplay. Starting with an issue that I seem to come across a lot: unexpected lag during certain gunfights or frame drops that randomly happen. Lag or frame drops happen to me when I sometimes run into a group of enemies and for some reason, the game just has no clue how to react. At first, you might think it's my PC or my internet connection, but I have a decent PC setup with a 3070 Ti that can handle all AAA games in ultra setting with no problem. My Wi-Fi is also very good and never gives me any problems, but this could possibly be that the game is not optimized well, or it can also be certain weapons attachments that cause flinching.
Delta secure. Alpha secure.
Another issue that I mentioned before is the horrible hit detection that happens quite often. It seems like this game has some weapons that have better hit detection than others, and it's very noticeable. Don't get me wrong, other weapons don't register a hit, but guns like the Lockman 762 with no sight don't even touch a person at all.
Where are they spawning at? Oh my god, I almost lost that gunfight, bro. This game almost sold me out. Alright, I need 2 more, I think, right? 2 more, yeah.
The footsteps in this game are very loud and excessive and can mislead you, but this is a problem that you can somewhat fix by heading to the audio settings and changing the audio preset. As of now, the one that seems to work for me most is the home theater, which makes the footsteps a lot easier to hear. Another issue is the in-game voice chat, which can be insanely loud for no reason at all, and it forces me to mute my teammates or the entire lobby. This is honestly nothing to really complain about, because I personally use Discord when communicating with my teammates, but it is something that I hope they eventually fix in the future. The spawns in this game are one of the worst spawns I have ever seen in any Call of Duty. Sometimes I spawn right next to a player, or vice versa. I've been in certain scenarios where I've seen enemy players spawn right into my line of sight. This issue causes a lot of spawn trapping in this game. I usually don't rage a lot when playing video games, but it's one game that can be very frustrating when there's a lot of BS like this happening.
How the fuck do you
The time to kill is something that has the community split, where some people believe the time to kill is too short, or some feel like it is too long. Personally, I feel like the time to kill in the beta was a lot better than what we have now. I think the time to kill takes a lot of time. There's been plenty of times where I shot an enemy player numerous amount of times and they just easily run away or they manage to kill me because of the headshot multiplier. As I said, the time to kill is another issue that's split in the community and is something that needs to be reworked. The last issue I have with this game is the number of crashes, bugs, and missing features that I love from Modern Warfare 2019. For example, starting off with not being able to create your own weapon blueprint, which made it extremely easy for you to save a weapon loadout and reuse it again without having to add all the attachments all over again. I really enjoyed this feature and I truly hope that they add it in the future update. Another one is the challenges that were given to us so we can unlock rare calling cards, charms, and weapon variants. This feature was one of my favorites in Modern Warfare 2019 because it felt like a free battle pass where you can unlock items by doing certain challenges. This made you want to hop on into the game and grind out your challenges so you can show off your unique rewards. The biggest issue in this game is the number of crashes and bugs that has been happening. I have had more crashes in this game than in my entire Call of Duty lifecycle. Like I stated before, this game is not optimized well, so you will encounter many crashes and errors. There are also visual errors like random lights and scare and tearing that make the game difficult to play. Hopefully, all these errors will be fixed as soon as the next season is out, which is this November. Like Cyberpunk 2077, Modern Warfare 2 is a game with the biggest potential. Deep down, this game is a wonderful experience when it decides to work properly. If the developers continue to work on fixes and patches, it will be a great Call of Duty that can be played for years to come. I'm optimistic when it comes to Modern Warfare 2 because there's still more content to come in the upcoming future, like DMZ and Warzone 2. Technically, we only seen 60% of the game because there's so much available. If you are a person that has not gotten the game and still hasn't decided whether to cop it or not, I suggest that you wait until more patches are out or the other game modes are available. That concludes this video, so please, if you enjoyed this video or learned anything useful whatsoever, please don't hesitate to leave a like or comment on this video. Please also subscribe because it encourages me to make more videos like this one that took quite a time to make. Once again, thank you for watching and hopefully you'll be back for more Call of Duty content that will be uploaded to this channel.
Get it.
I'm thirsty.
Get out of there, get out of there.
I'm burning.
Alright, we're good. Hold it down. I got you.
Oh, man. He's in the gateway.
Nice. I got a cruise missile too. We're good, my brother. Whoa, wait, I think you,
Yo,
wait, you
what
died?
gun is that? I'm dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
dead.
you died. Damn, I didn't hear you, bro.
What gun is he using? That looks sick.